The greatest flaw that any one individual could have is the belief that they have no flaws. That is the first and greatest flaw. Whatever you why your world is yours. I can't stop this shit. Either you're aligned with the law, universal, or you're aligned with the flaw, the misalignment of the truth. Whatever you why your world is yours. That's twofold. Let's start with the first side. The greatest flaw is to believe that you have no flaws. This sets you up for an existence where you no longer recognize any incorrectness because you see no possibility for incorrectness in yourself. Now, no matter if you are actually incorrect, you don't believe it. You can't perceive it. You can't adjust it. Whatever you why your world is yours. So recognize first that thinking doesn't mean shit. A lot of people think that thinking means shit. Doesn't mean shit. You can think you don't have flaws. Doesn't change the fact that you actually do have flaws. We all have flaws. And the greatest part about this first part is recognizing that the greatest people recognize how deeply flawed they were. You think I walk around thinking I don't have flaws? At this point, I've corrected and perfected many flaws in my character, many flaws in my soul, many flaws in my thinking, in my perspective. I still have many more things to rectify and correct, but I've corrected way more, healed way more, elevated and adjusted way more of my flaws, gotten over so many more of my flaws as an existential being than 99.9% of the population. This is why I am who I am, and how I am. Do you understand that? So it's not that I don't have flaws, but I've definitely worked out way more of the flaws of existence than 99% of the population. And this is because first and foremost, the first act is recognizing that you do indeed have flaws. So to first begin, you need to recognize, like, hold on, I'm flawed as fuck. I have mad flaws. I have mad imperfections. I have mad defects in my soul, my character, my thinking, right? My physiological self. There's so many levels to this shit. There's flaws and defects. Defective, perfect. Per is the prefix. Infect. And you also have defect. Now we have to look at the suffix, which is fect. I don't know that by heart, but we can easily just look that shit up. We all have an opportunity to learn right now. Obviously, just acknowledge one of my flaws or a defect in my capacity, but then also acknowledge the ability to correct it. Look at this happening in front of your face. Whatever you why your world is yours. So the first flaw is admitting to yourself or thinking that you have no flaws. Everybody who thinks that they have no flaws are the most flawed. Because we all have flaws. The people who recognize and realize that they have the most flaws and are ready to address and correct them, because a lot of people wallow in self-pity and some bullshit. I'm just gonna correct it. A flaw is an area to see and improve. So when you see an individual giving you constructive criticism, they're pointing out flaws. And it's okay to be flawed. Like, I don't have an issue being flawed. Do you have an issue admitting that you're flawed? That's a flaw. What the fuck is wrong with you? So when you admit something that is correctable, admit something that is able to be improved. You can see a flaw as an opportunity to improve something. That's the healthiest way to see things and the healthiest way to go about things. So an individual like myself is good at detecting flaws in anything. And detecting flaws is also, you can say it as detecting areas to be improved. Same shit. One sounds like an attack to most people. Other people can just hear like flaw, okay, correct that. Then you can flip the same thought and be like, yo, I see areas that can be improved. If you see areas that can be improved, that means you're detecting a flaw. So we got to stop playing these semantic gymnastics and shit, bro. Just understand that there's shit to be done. So the first flaw is thinking that you have no flaws. And the worst part about it is that people are so fucking delusional that they will walk around with so very apparent, so very obvious flaws in their lives, their existences, extrapersonally, externally, and internally, interpersonally, intrapersonally with themselves. They have all of these flaws. And it's very obvious to people who are able to not be delusional and perceive life correctly enough to see that there are areas of improvement that are necessary, aka correct enough to perceive flaws. Whatever you why your world is yours. God damn, why do people need this shit so explained? But like, all this explanation, right, is meant for clarification. So now we've arrived at a level of clarity, right, for the intelligent people in the back. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's always a freaking small amount of people who are actually intelligent. Motherfuckers will pull up to hear the greatest speakers. It'll be like fucking a small percentage of people who actually fucking get it. So for the fucking people that get it, recognize that it is perfectly okay and it's healthy to be able to admit to yourself that you have flaws. I recognize that I was addicted as fuck, bitch. Fucking out of shape, weak as fuck, skinny as fuck, bitch. Enlightened, knew a bunch of shit, wasn't applying a bunch of shit. Hypocrite, munafiq, right? Munafiq is the Arabic word for hypocrite. There's a whole chapter in the Quran about it. Bitch. Not applying what you know, bitch. And I was broke as fuck, bitch. Sober, fit, enlightened, and rich. Superior cultivation of self to the superior existence. Everybody who's out there who's telling themselves that they have no flaws, they'll be trapped and limited by exactly that. Now, the next lesson, as I thought about that, instantaneously, the rapper in me, the creative genius in me, the fucking Kanye in me, was like, FLAW. I mean, there's no connection here. Don't make a weird ass connection. All you fucking spiritual woke people be flipping words and the words don't even make sense the way you flip them. But flaw and law. So either you're aligned with the law, universal law, correct, or you're aligned with personal flaw. Oh my God. What the fuck am I? Your world is yours. There are two sides to this life. Either you're on the right side or you're not on the right side. Either you're on the right side or you're not on the right side. This life is governed by universal law. You learn the laws. They're ultimate, they're infinite, they're unconditional, they're untransmutable, they're unbending. They are what they are. They will be after we all exist. If we never existed, they would have still been. They're the same laws that produced us. So when you're aligned with, quote unquote, man law, right? Because 𝑌𝑊𝑦, the greatest thing is that I've aligned with people who are on my frequency. Family is frequency. But the initial point of everything in 𝑌𝑊𝑦, you could go to my Bandcamp right now, 𝑐hic.bandcamp.com, and you'll see that the purpose is to identify objective over subjective law. Objective is universal. Subjective is personal, individual. So either you're aligned with the law and you're living correctly and you're living prosperously as a byproduct, or you're aligned with your flaws and you don't conduct yourself in any other way besides believing that you have no flaws. But then we can just look at these people. Look at everybody who is less prosperous than they need to be. Less prosperous than they need to be because they insist on inferior conduct. You can be way more prosperous in this life. That's all we're all saying. And you should be fucking way more prosperous in this life. What the fuck is wrong with you? Your people fucking need you. You need you first and foremost. But if you don't give a fuck about you, make it about your people. And if you don't give a fuck about you or your people, you're just another fucking selfish cunt, dog. Like, whoa, bro, like, you're really that okay having a mom and a dad that have given you birth? And, you know, some of y'all don't have moms. Some of y'all don't have dads. Some of y'all have really fucked up relationships that you haven't reconciled. I had one of the most fucked up relationships with my mother ever, bro. And even though my pops raised me, we still had beef too, bro. But you have to have this level of existential reconciliation with your personal self, your soul, and your people, bro. And get to a point where, like, all of this fucking blame shit, this trauma shit, this pointing the finger shit, that shit just makes you look like a bitch, bro. Learn to live and forgive, bro. And learn to just be the individual that you fucking need, and the fucking individual that the people need, your people need, and be an individual that the world needs, bro. Look what it would become, bro. Thanks to Wes Watson just giving me fucking being that for himself and living his teaching. Now I'm just at this level where otherwise I would not be, bro. And this is because family is frequency, bro. So you need to get around people, sis. You need to get around people who are operating at their highest frequency. Everybody has a zone of particular expertise. Everybody has a zone of particular aptitude. So don't think that like any one person is going to be it. We are individuations of specifications of universal expression. What person A is at the highest level can never be what person B is at the highest level, nor person C. But when you tap into being a successful mammal, a successful primate, a successful human, and then you get through the self-actualization stages and you get to the transcendent stages, which are now not moving on human needs, physiological needs, comforts, fucking social bonding, all that weird shit. You no longer operate on that. You're operating on meta needs, which are growth needs. Then you look at the fucking rules of the game and it's like, I don't need fucking food, water, shelter. I don't need none of that shit. I just need to grow. I just need to be, right? So whatever you want, your world is yours. The first level of self-actualization is all about having. You need to have certain things. You need to have the food. You need to have the comfort. You need to have the ego food. You need to have the chick. You need to have the fucking experience that makes you feel like the man. And then once you get through that shit, you're probably going to crash out and realize like, whoa, I just ran myself up a motherfucking creek of shit. And now you got to swim back down Shit's Creek with no paddle. But when you make it back down Shit's Creek with no paddle, then you have an opportunity to climb the mountain of your existence and start to set the mountains and set the goals. And that's just what it is. Whatever you why your world is yours, consider the vibrations raised. I ended up Shit's Creek with no paddle, bro. Had to swim back, made it back. And this is what we're doing. Don't end up Shit's Creek and then stay in Shit's Creek and wonder why. Whatever you why your world is yours. Be able to recognize that, yes, you have flaws. We all have flaws. I admit that I have flaws. I have way less flaws than most people these days. I feel like I have no fucking flaw besides the fact that I haven't reached enough people to be able to gift this fucking power to everybody. Whatever you are, your world is yours. So now it's my responsibility to make sure that as many people need these answers, get these answers, receive these answers, and apply these answers. You feel me? That's the only thing I can actually say that I have left on this planet, bro. Everything else is done, bro. I don't give a fuck about bitches. I don't give a fuck about even money like that. You know what I'm saying? That's not going to tell me that I got to walk around smelling like dick, ass, and pussy. But the money is not my objective. It's being a valuable individual, helping people correct their defects, perfect themselves, and correct their flaws, and align with universal law, and be as prosperous as possible. Because you could be more prosperous, you're not as prosperous as you could be, and it's because you're being a dumb bitch and aligning with your flaws and not with the law and not correcting your flaws. Consider the vibrations raised, evolution only solution, self-mastery only success. I feel extremely blessed. I don't know, bro. I just feel extremely blessed. And, you just got to keep being honest. And I think we all need to just shut the fuck up and be ourselves with this level of joy that motherfuckers can't even, deny, bro. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the fuck that is. Consider the vibrations raised. Don't forget, joy is the highest state of enlightenment on the fucking scale, bro. Once you get to joy, it's like fucking Luffy or whatever the fuck. I never watched One Piece or some shit. But there's the high Super Saiyan level is called Joy Boy or some shit like that. There's a reason that these animes be lacing the game, bro. If you really pay attention. Shouts out to True Metal Alchemist too, you feel me? Yeah, Sheikhy Chic. Your world is yours. Consider vibrations raised. Love and appreciate y'all. Sign up for the program. Click the link in the fucking description, and get yourself involved with high frequency people who can actually deliver you the answers and get shit done. We're not here to just talk. After all of this shit, you better walk away from here and be ready to correct, inspect, correct, and perfect your motherfucking flaws. Get shit done. We have the blueprints. Everybody has the fucking blueprint. Now, how do you want to absorb the mindset? You should start to really recognize the value of investing in your mindset. I'm going on a fucking extra mile. Learn the value of investing in your mindset. You have to learn how to think like the people who are operating at the top. You don't want to just have what they have. You want to truly master how they think. And that's what you're going to do when you invest in yourself. Most people are not thinking humans. So at the end of the day, they don't understand the value of learning how to think or adapting mind or growing your mind. You have to grow your mind, bro. So when you get around Sheikhy, you want Sheikhy mind. Get Sheikhy mind, bro. Sheikhy mind crazy, bro. Sheikhy mind elite, bro. You get around they mind elite, bro. Get around elite minds, invest in yourself, and rise. Consider the vibrations raised and hybridize. Don't just take another person's mind. I see a lot of people doing that, and I'll talk about this in the future. Remember this. But a lot of people are taking other people's minds and discarding their own and then running people's minds as their own. It's about synthesis. It's about the synthesis of mindsets. So when you work with a coach or a mentor, you're supposed to maintain your individuality and synthesize, not imitate, but emulate. Synthesize the best parts of them with the best parts of you, so to create a new permutation of you.
Oh my God, why your world is yours? This 15-minute video, what the fuck else do you need? Get sober, get fit, get enlightened, get rich, enjoy the best fucking life experience you could possibly cultivate by being a fucking superior version of you. It's not about having shit, it's about being some shit. Oh my God, I'm not going on another tangent. Consider the vibration race. Evolution, only solution. Self-mastery, only success. What are you gonna do? Be less prosperous than you need to be? Like, what the fuck? Don't be stupid, bro. You gotta explain this shit.